and therefore I am looking at ID cards or digital ID, because we do need to look at the pull factors.
With each passing day, the UK is becoming more and more totalitarian, as we've had Kier Starmer reveal that he wants to implement a digital ID system in the UK. This is coming via a proposal called BritCard. It's a dystopian package that is wrapped up under the cover of immigration control. The timeline for all of this is pretty mental. In July of 2024, the business secretary had stated that the government was looking at all kinds of options, but he also stated that they've ruled out ID cards. But this month, Kier Starmer is apparently trying to tackle illegal immigration by introducing digital ID cards. He chaired an emergency meeting trying to see if they could affect the small boats that migrants travel on by implementing an ID card system. Number 10 have apparently refused to rule out making digital ID cards mandatory, saying that they will look at what works. There are Labour politicians who are also stating that the UK is behind the curve, as they're using examples from countries like Estonia who have already implemented digital IDs. Pat McFadden had praised Estonia's X-Road system, where 90% of citizens use e-ID, noting that it saves around 2% of GDP through efficiency. Then there is the BritCard proposal. This is £400 million to implement, but they reckon that it's going to save the country £2 billion through reduced benefit fraud. The Labour-aligned think tank Labour Together released a white paper outlining what BritCard is. This is a mandatory national digital ID system that's issued via a smartphone app. It will be free of charge for those with the right to live or work in the UK, whether if they are British-born nationals or legal migrants. The BritCard would be a verifiable digital credential downloaded onto someone's smartphone, which can be instantly checked by employers or landlords using a free verifier app. They're dressing this up as a way to control immigration, but they've admitted it behind closed doors that the real purpose for all of this is for complete population surveillance, and it's being dressed up as border control. So yeah, the government wants to introduce digital ID cards to deter migrants from coming to the UK illegally. And with immigration being one of the key issues currently within the UK, it's the perfect cover to implement this privacy-destroying system. It's not like the migrants who are crossing the channel are accessing the regular British economy. They are working in the black market, so what's the point in trying to ID check these illegal migrants? If they're arriving on a dinghy without documentation, what's the chances that they are carrying a smartphone with the BritCard app installed? This entire digital ID approach just defies logic. French President Macron has been talking about the UK's lack of an ID system, but despite France having an ID card system, it still has a massive illegal employment issue. The UK government is trying to make both the left and the right happy. With digital ID, they are trying to please the right by offering immigration control, and with the left, they are pleasing them with the safety measures that come with digital IDs. The only way to really tackle illegal employment for those individuals who are hiring these illegal migrants is to go after the employers. There is already a system where fines of up to £60,000 can be given to employers if they are found to be hiring illegal workers. Here's the concern: mandatory digital ID is coming. The government says that the new digital ID scheme will be mandatory, and they're dressing it up as a tool to stop illegal immigrants. This tweet is totally right. You don't need digital ID to stop the boats. They could stop them today if they wanted to. This isn't about migrants, it's about controlling UK citizens. Once digital ID is in effect, then every shred of the privacy that you do have is gone. So it's up to UK citizens not to fall for the lie. This is the final step that the government needs for total surveillance for everyone. We are literally on the cusp of becoming a Big Brother state. I mean, some people are right in saying, why is it that we need digital ID when we have passports and driver's licenses? With digital ID there comes other concerns, like every move being tracked, including our purchases, what we do in social media, and even the amount of fuel that we put in our car. All of this will be under surveillance. Digital ID may also mean that our bank accounts will be closely monitored. If the government isn't happy with you, what you're buying or what you're posting online, then you could be penalized for this. It's basically an implementation of the social credit system that China has. Let's have a look at an overview of the authoritarian practices that the UK government has been doing over the past month. Firstly, they passed the Online Safety Act under the cover of protecting kids, but really it's about online surveillance of every UK citizen. And then within 24 hours, online monitoring police forces were created and mobilized, and I'll talk about this in a second, where people are actually getting arrested for social media posts. Then politicians come on live TV to admit that it was always about censoring free speech of adults, not really about protecting the kids. The UK government responds to 500,000 signatures on a petition to repeal the Online Safety Act with, well, we don't care what you think, we're still going to go ahead with the Online Safety Act anyway. The UK forces the internet to bend the knee on censorship as they push age verification on multiple websites, forcing them to comply worldwide. The UK also tried to censor Wikipedia. The government also will label you a terrorist if you talk about immigration or what it's doing to the country. The government also appears to be upset with people who are actively protesting against illegal immigrants who are harming women and children in the UK. The UK had also tried to sue 4chan, and 4chan had pretty much told them to piss off. UK citizens were waving the British flag against illegal immigration and violence from these undocumented individuals against residents of the UK. Their flag waving as a mark of protest is seen as an act of aggression against the UK government. It's absurd that waving the UK flag can be offensive to anybody. UK citizens are having their lives ruined over social media posts and memes that they are sharing online. A man was arrested in the UK for posting on X, and he was strip searched by police for talking about the state of the UK. He was also banned from using X to have bail from jail. I mean, this should prove to you that we have a government here who is actively working against the population of the country. So Estonia's X-Road ID system that the UK government has been inspired by is actual complete life digitisation. So 99% of government services are online, everything from voting to medical records, it's all linked through a singular system. So it does sound to be efficient on paper until you realise that this means that the UK government has instant access to everything about you. The UK version that they're trying to implement would plug straight into the existing gov.uk infrastructure. Your mandatory smartphone app won't just be your ID, it's going to link to your Apple Wallet, your HMRC record, your NHS data. So basically this isn't some experimental government ID project, it's professional level tracking of every citizen. It's a dystopian nightmare where every employer would need to verify via this system, every landlord, eventually every shop, every service, every interaction, and the photo you have on the system isn't just a picture, it's a facial recognition ready image. I mean, you won't even need to turn your location services on when your face can be verified via all of the CCTV cameras across the UK. While everyone's been so focused on other issues within the UK, the Online Safety Act is well and truly operational. 12,000 arrests have been made for social media posts in 2023. These are not threats, not planning attacks, these are just social media posts that people have made, literally words on screen. 33 people daily are getting their doors kicked down just for making tweets online. Have a look at this. Graham Lineham, the co-creator of Father Ted, was arrested at Heathrow Airport on Monday on suspicion of inciting violence.
It's alleged that on the 19th of April 2025, you published a post on X that was deemed to be intended to stir up hatred, incite violence on the grounds of sexual orientation. What was the post? I'll tell you. Comedy writer, Rob Father Ted. Are you idiot? You're under arrest.
As you can see, they won't even tell you why you're being arrested just because you made posts online. You can see that the jokes literally write themselves. Here, North Korea is arresting its citizens and putting them in jail for social media posts that the government does not approve of. Just kidding, it's actually Britain that's doing this. You can already see the fallout from the UK's Online Safety Act. With them mandating age verification for adult websites, it's resulted in significantly reduced traffic to websites that have complied with the Online Safety Act, while non-compliant websites have seen their traffic double or even triple. So websites that comply with these authoritarian demands face lower ad revenue and verification costs, while non-compliant sites are gaining from the increased visitors. It's as this tweet states, it's resulted in a bit of a Streisand effect. So UK's brilliant safety law has resulted in boosting adult content traffic on sites that ignore the rules. So potentially websites that are even more dangerous for children to access. You literally cannot make this up. They killed all of the legit adult websites, and they are punishing those that are complying while rewarding the shady sites. Age verification just does not work. Steam and Xbox accounts that were created over 18 years ago are still requiring age verification from its users. The best way that we can respond to this is to not comply. These companies need us to survive, so if we stop using their services, then the companies have no choice but to not comply with these authoritarian commands from government. You can see here Starmer stating that he's considering digital ID to tackle illegal immigration.
We hear your ministers talking about digital ID cards, for instance, controversial, but something could make a big difference. Do you see that as a viable prospect?
Yeah, look, I'm determined to stop people making that crossing across the channel and to get people out of our hotels. And therefore I am looking at ID cards or digital ID, because we do need to look at the pull factors.
We're on the cusp of the UK government implementing a massive surveillance machine, with digital ID preventing the identification layer, the Online Safety Act, which provides the monitoring layer, all of this integrated through government databases, which knows who everyone is and everything about them. This has been their plan all along. They've created a problem in order to implement a convenient solution for them. All of us are going to have to hand over our civil liberties in order for the government to fix these issues that everyone is angry about. It was always about removing anonymity on the internet, removing citizens' privacy online, and to implement a digital ID system. Now we have reached the point of the video where I want to hand over the discussion to all of you. What do you guys think about all of these totalitarian steps that the government is taking over the last few months? Is it already too late? Can we do anything to really stop digital ID from being implemented and to repeal the Online Safety Act? And please do subscribe to the channel and support the content that I'm making. Clearly they are not happy with the videos that I've been posting, as I'm getting demonetized on videos like this where I speak about those who are pushing the Online Safety Act actually being in possession of indecent images and the hypocrisy of the Labour government. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, support the content so that I can continue making videos like this which inform you on what is really going on. Thanks for making it to the end of this one, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video.
A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.